Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping straight into the educational employment market in northwestern Alberta.
Specifically, that huge area around Grand Prairie, right? The
Hmm.
40,000 square kilometer trade market.
Exactly. And, this is really critical intelligence for anyone looking to hire or maybe find a teaching job in the region.
It is. The need is just massive. The entire region is projected to need, what, over 4,000 skilled employees by 2031?
Across all sectors.
Right. And the educational services sector is really the foundation for all of that.
Hmm.
We're talking about 3,339 people employed right now across 106 businesses.
And a lot of those are small businesses, aren't they?
That's the key thing to realize. 59% of them employ fewer than 10 people. So a sector built on small operations.
So our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. We want to uncover where the job growth is actually happening.
And what the salaries look like, so you can really map out your next move.
Okay, so let's get into the numbers. What's the first thing that jumps out when we peel back the data?
Well, at first glance, the overall growth looks pretty modest. Just 4% projected by 2031.
4%. That's only about 137 new jobs.
It is. But that number is, well, it's hiding a huge structural shift happening underneath the surface.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, right? The growth isn't uniform at all.
Not even close. You have the K-12 system, so elementary and secondary schools. That's the biggest piece of the pie. Over 2,500 positions.
And it's growing slowly, about 3%.
Right, it's stable. It's the foundation. But the real story, the explosive growth that's happening in technical and trade schools.
And also in that category of other schools and instruction.
Both. Both are projected to surge by a massive 16% each.
16%. That's incredible. What exactly is in that other instruction category?
Think specialized training, things like fine arts, sports coaching academies, language classes.
And at the same time, I see traditional post-secondary institutions are actually projected to shrink a little.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
Decline of about 4%, which is only about 10 jobs, but it shows a real pivot, a structural realignment.
So, why? Why this explosion in trades and specialized instruction right now?
It connects directly to the big national economic drivers. It's the whole reskilling and upskilling economy in action.
You mean things like AI and automation changing industries?
Exactly that. There's an immediate need to retrain existing workers. For instance, teaching a former oil field worker how to manage new automation systems.
I see.
And on top of that, you have federal funding for R&D that's set to climb every year. That drives demand for these very technical, non-academic specialties.
Okay, so we know where the growth is. Let's talk about the payoff. What are people earning?
If we look at the 2023 pay stubs, the highest average wage goes to school principals and administrators.
Right, they're commanding about $126,000 on average.
And secondary school teachers do very well too, nearly $94,000. Elementary teachers are around $79,000.
Now, if we look at the current hiring pace, this is where it gets a little complicated. Job postings from this year show demand from community colleges and K-12. But the median advertised salary was under $49,000, which is lower than the Alberta average. But, and this is the part I don't get, 14% of positions offered salaries over $75,000. How does that square?
That's the fragmented market we're talking about. It sounds like there's a high demand for entry-level positions, which pulls that median number down.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it also shows there's significant opportunity and competition for that experienced, specialized talent, the exact type of talent needed to staff that 16% growth.
And that rapid growth needs a support structure, of course.
Absolutely. The region has a diverse K-12 system, PSBO PD, the French language CSNO, and so on.
But the key assets for the future seem to be the institutions that can pivot quickly.
That's it, exactly. Places like Northwestern Polytechnic or NWP, it's already a major provider of skilled trades and career diplomas. And Northern Lakes College is strong in distance learning.
So they're perfectly positioned to capture that new demand.
So let's bring it all together. What does this all mean for you, whether you're an educator or an employer?
The bottom line seems to be a kind of dual education market.
I think that's a great way to put it. You have the stable foundational K-12 employment.
And then you have this rapid expansion in specialized technical instructional training, all driven by these bigger shifts in the economy.
Precisely.
Which brings us to our final thought for you to mull over. Given the huge 16% growth projected for technical and trade schools,
While employment in traditional post-secondary institutions is projected to shrink.
right. So the big question is, how will the region ensure that its established post-secondary programming adapts quickly enough to capture that booming market? Because tracking that evolution That's the real challenge and the opportunity.